Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Scatterbrains. My name is Travis, and why you look at me like that?
Why you sound so dry?
Because that's how I feel about this episode. My name is Travis. And I'm here to review The Quad, Season 1, Episode 4, entitled Quicksand. My phone is broken, so that's where I usually take my notes. So I took my notes in my iPad, but this episode was not eventful enough for me to go upstairs and use my camcorder, so I'm using my iPad video camera, and I can't look at my notes at the same time. So I'm probably gonna leave a whole lot of stuff out. Let me just say that this show is it is just it's just. I mean, BET. I feel like y'all have something with really, really great potential right now. I mean, I can't think of the okay. We've had scripted shows about HBCUs. I had to think about it for a minute. They have existed before, but A Different World is the last one I can think about. So I don't know if there have been any since then, and that was a while ago. So they have a really, really great opportunity right now to tell some really great stories. Not necessarily realistic stories, but just stories that make sense. But where the quad is falling short is that it feels like it's too much going on. Okay, let me use this as an example. I watched Scandal. I did not initially start watching Scandal until season 2, but I went back and watched it from season 1. If you look at where Scandal was season 1, and you look at where Scandal is now in season 5 or 6, they're in two completely different places. Season 1 was all about Olivia Pope and Associates, and mainly Olivia Pope. Now everybody else kind of has their own storylines that are heavily weighted and actually all tie in together. I feel like the quad should have started off primarily only about Dr. Fletcher and maybe 2 other characters. Maybe. It's following way too many characters for it to be a show that's only 4 or 5 episodes in, because it's so much to try to keep up with. And like I've been saying in my videos, the pace of these episodes, it just gets confusing, because like I said, last week they had jumped 2 weeks ahead. This episode is like the next day, and I think next week's episode is like the day after that. So the pace is all over the place. The pace is all over the place. No, but seriously. And it's doing too much. Way too much. There was enough going on with Eva alone, having the fact that she was a divorce, or she was about to be divorced. She got this disrespectful daughter, this husband who don't want to be with her no more, this young guy that she been smashing. She's now the head of this new school. That's 5 things that the main character has going on. And then y'all got the audacity to follow like 6 other people in their struggles. I mean, I get it. I definitely think all those stories could have been told, but it's just way too much going on in the show. Way too much going on in the show. And this particular episode was, I don't want to call it the rape episode, because I think makes it seem like I'm making light of rape, but that's not what I'm doing. And I think that the episode, its substance is something that needs to be talked about, because there is a rape culture that goes on at these universities that doesn't get talked about. Rape is happening very often. I don't know if it's happening more often now than when I was in college, but I hear about it a lot more now. So I definitely think an episode like this was needed. So kudos to BET for getting some balls and making this video, I guess you can say. So, good thing for that. However, I couldn't enjoy the video or really take it serious because of all of that daggone static. So I'm like, I turn the episode on and it's just, and it's only when people are talking. When it was silent, there was nothing. But as soon as somebody started talking, so I'm like, what is going on? So I try to go look at the on-demand version. The on-demand version has the static as well. So BT, y'all got to get it together. Y'all 4 episodes into this show and y'all got problems like this? No. Somebody had to have known that static was there. Somebody should do something about that. Anyway. So that made the deepness of the episode, for me, I couldn't really focus on it because that static was just, it was too much. So, let's see. Sydney was the one who got raped in the video. She got raped by, I believe, the star football player Terrence, who is the quarterback instead of Bo John. Dr. Fletcher, it pretty much gets checked by Ella Grace, who's saying that everything she's doing is selfish. And that didn't make any sense to me because, last time we saw Ella Grace, she was very supportive of Dr. Fletcher, and now she's like saying you're doing too much. So we got no progression on why Ella Grace went from one side of the spectrum to the other. And I guess I can get how the things that Dr. Fletcher is doing maybe are coming off as selfish, but it just really didn't make any sense to me how upset Ella Grace seemed to be at her. That didn't make any sense to me. What else happened in the episode? Cedric meets up with Ebony. Ebony was a girl who got her tail beat by the band members in the movie. And we didn't see her. We haven't seen her since. Have we seen her since the movie thing? She was in episode 2. So we haven't seen her since episode 2. And so we kind of check back in with her. He goes to visit her wherever it is that she lives. And, she comes back to GAMU. And she's going to stay with him for a little while. They go to some rap battle. And they're battling. She's a rapper. We didn't know she was a rapper until this episode. So, okay. Somehow or another, we find out the DM, the head drum major, finds out that Noni was the one who put the bug in the football player's ear, but we don't see any repercussions of that in this episode, so don't know why we had to find out this episode about that. What else happened in the episode that you feel was important? Nothing, huh? As you can see, it's Saturday evening. This show comes on Wednesdays. I am not clamoring to get to the TV to watch this show on Wednesday when it comes on. I'm not excited to watch the show. So, I hate that this is a lackluster review, but I don't want to fall off. I made the vow to do the entire season, and that's what I plan on doing, but it's a lot going on with this show. Oh, Dr. Diamond, he is still trying. What are you laughing about? What happened?
His prostitute.
Yeah, he meets up with his prostitute again, and he's still trying to get that situation together with his sister. I guess he's trying to, make amends because he's about to die. What else? Cedric, he did Ebony. He didn't do Ebony. They hung out. I thought they was gonna do each other, but she called him bro at some point or another. So I was like, oh, maybe not. Noni, nothing happened with her. Ebony saw her in the hallway and felt some kind of way that Noni knew what happened to Ebony and she still joined the band, which makes sense. Noni has some self-esteem issues, but we can talk about that later. Everybody else got their issues. We'll get to her at some point or another. Madison. Let's talk about Madison really quick. What is Madison's purpose on this show? We're 4 regular episodes in, and Madison, for these past episodes, have been trying to get in touch with her boyfriend. Where's the boyfriend? What is he doing? Is he dead? Yeah, we're about to find out he's dead too. Like, we can't just keep killing off significant others on the show. So I'm not really sure. I'm kind of glad she doesn't have her own storyline. I feel like everybody else has a storyline. Why not? Let's go ahead and give Madison one too. Bo John talks to his dad, and he's like, boy, you don't get on down to these Division I schools. They want to get you down here, boy. You need to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do down there at that Negro school. The man from the Division I school called, you keep your head in this game trying to make this money for you and your ma. Something like that. That's all I got. I think that's it. Fletcher. Anything else happened with Fletcher? She finds out that Sydney was the one that got raped. And it's really emotional. But like I said, took away from it. So yeah, man. I feel like Anika Noni Rose is doing an excellent job. I think actually all of the actors in the show are actually pretty good. I don't think any of them are giving me a bad performance. I don't think any of them are overacting. So there's definitely a lot of talent in this show. I think the issue lies with the writing. I really think that that's the biggest problem with the show because acting-wise, they're all doing great. Production-wise, it looks great. Outside of that static stuff, this past episode, I think aesthetically, it looks really good as a show. I just think the pace and the writing is what needs more work. So BET, the majority of the show is good. Y'all just got to work on the writing because that's really the foundation of it all. So yeah, I know I'm probably leaving a bunch of stuff out, but hey, I don't have my notes, and yeah. So make sure you like, rate, dislike, whatever you feel like doing. Um, there will be more videos, regular videos coming. I just got a lot going on right now. Y'all will find out about that later. But like, rate, and comment to the channel. If you have an email you need to send to me, send it to scatterbrainsay@yahoo.com. I don't feel like spelling it out. It's right there under this video. And I'll be talking to y'all later. And that's my review for The Quad, Season 1, Episode 4. Peace.